A game that I'm very, very excited for, and I feel like a lot of people should be, is Silent Hill F. So Silent Hill F is going to be coming out soon, and sure enough, previews have already been going live from different media organizations, outlets, and whatever have you. Seems like every place seems to have a different preview, so it seems like PC Gamer is kind of going in and just, I guess, trying to summarize some of the previews kind of mentioned here. Who knows how much of this is AI? Let's just jump in and see what we can gleam, at least from the situation, all things considered. So, and there was one thing that I was seeing, and this title unfortunately kind of ruined it for me a little bit, which was the idea of how a lot of the previews seem to talk about combat a lot. And I thought about that to myself for a moment, and I was like, well, as someone who's played a lot of Silent Hill games, combat isn't necessarily the best aspect. In fact, if anything, it should be one of the least important aspects of Silent Hill, because it's all about survival. It's all about managing your inventory properly, making sure that you're able to get through the area accordingly, because yes, you do eventually get access to a map, but the map is completely empty, and as you continue to look through different areas, like say for example with Silent Hill Origins, the map slowly does open up in like a sort of fog of war fashion, or in the case of Silent Hill 4, you don't actually get a map at all. So albeit that unique aspect of 4 in particular was the whole room aspect. Silent Hill 2 was just basically walking around in fog trying to figure out exactly where you want to go, but there's a lot more to it than just that. So I do kind of wonder like why there's so much of a focus on combat in a lot of these previews, but let's actually kind of look into it. It's hard to tell whether previews are an accurate overview of a game's focus. When a studio is showing off an immersive sim, they often emphasize combat rather than slow-paced exploration and puzzle solving. That's unfortunate but true. That does happen. People are less fussed if a preview spoils a boss fight than an entire puzzle solution. And it's a lot easier to sell a game based on the fight looks cool than something nebulous like Atmosphere. Though I guess the problem with Atmosphere is that you need to play the game yourself in order to truly understand it. And the thing is that people didn't know Silent Hill 2 was good until they actually grabbed the game, put it in, and actually played it. That's kind of the thing with horror games, is it's hard to show off a horror game in any good or meaningful way. But yeah, also Silent Hill 2 had the way too many mannequins problem, so there was that aspect to it as well, where even with Silent Hill 2, when they showed that game off, it did focus a lot on combat as well. So there is, I guess there is some merit to showing off the least important aspects of a game to other people, which is certainly something, all things considered. Apparently there's a stamina bar and a teleporty-ish dodge, with perfect dodge refilling the stamina bar, enemies getting staggered if they take enough damage. With a red aura and a brief window, you can land an aura for extra damage. A focus bar, turning your special attacks in slow-mo, like we can deplete 4 special attacks in slow-mo. It's a lot of systems that Silent Hill games normally treat as secondary, a necessary bit of friction to drain your ammo and the tension. There's no shooting in Silent Hill F, so it seems like the melee's been given more to lift. In the absence of ammo to keep track of, there's weapon durability as well, with repair kits probably a vital resource. Interesting. Okay. Wait. So, we've got a stamina bar similar to Souls-like games. We've got red aura, which almost feels like it's something like you would expect to see a glory kill from, well, a glory kill indicator from Doom, except that rather than an insta kill, it's really just you do a hell of a lot more damage for a brief period of time. And then you've got special attacks and potential slow-mo. Sure, melee combat has been the biggest aspect, and if you play, especially some of the older Silent Hill games, you will focus more on using melee weapons anyways, and melee weapons have always had durability in the Silent Hill franchise, so it having durability here kind of is actually not that as bad of a thing. It's just I wish that weren't a thing, but it does add to the frightening atmosphere aspect of what's going on in the game itself. So that, at least if nothing else, makes a bit of sense. And while guns have been made available in Silent Hill games of the past, generally, because of how quick and easy it is to run out of ammo, generally you don't use them and save them up only for boss fights. That's the thing. Silent Hill games do have boss fights. It's very, very important to keep that in mind. It's just fascinating to not show any sort of puzzle solving or something that you might expect to see. Something cool, something enriching. Is there any lore that you could probably maybe take from other Silent Hill games that you could probably show off here to really whet the appetite of fans of the franchise? Though I suppose as I say that, I realize that there aren't as many fans of the franchise as there used to be, given that the last Silent Hill game that we got, there was a proper full release that we had to actually pay money for, that wasn't the recent Silent Hill The Short Message, which was a free-to-play thing, was Silent Hill Book of Memories on the PS Vita, and that was an awful game. I have a copy, I haven't played it yet. That's how bad it is. And then you've got the Western Silent Hill games that came out in the late 2000s, Shattered Memories, which was probably the strongest of the three. Then you had stuff like four maybe, where you've got, Silent Hill Origins, which wasn't great, but it was a fine Silent Hill 2 clone for what it's worth on PSP. Then you have stuff like Silent Hill Homecoming and Silent Hill Downpour. Now, I personally haven't played Homecoming, but I do have a physical copy of Downpour that I've been meaning to get to for some time, so hopefully, that might at least be a good way of going. But the thing is that these games generally were not particularly well received, and in fact, at least for me personally, I liked Shattered Memories the most. The only problem with that game is it doesn't show you the big scary thing that's chasing you, and because of that, it doesn't give you any reason to really be scared. At most, you might just see a game over screen. But not using gore and using the sort of icy effect to show off the other world, what I thought was a fairly cool idea, because it adds sort of a tense feeling in a way that isn't necessarily requiring, blood to be over the walls and everything, for everything to just be made out of, made up with like sort of gore and viscera and things like that. So I suppose that's not the most necessary aspect. But yeah, overall, I guess with Silent Hill F, it looks cool. I like the enemy design. I love that we're dropping firearms altogether in favor of more melee assorted weapons. However, I don't know how to feel about the weapon design. Well, I say weapon design, more like the combat design. I don't know how to feel about that. I'm a little bit meh on it, but at the same time, as I look at this and think about it, I won't truly know how it feels until I actually sit down and play the game for myself. Watching trailers is all well and good. Reading about it when people write about it, that's all well and good as well. But horror games are a hard type of genre to really show off, so I think at the end of the day, we'll only truly know when people actually sit down and play the game. Again, we didn't even know that Silent Hill 2 was good until people sat down and played it, because it's very, very easy to be skeptical of game reviews and stuff like that, and I absolutely am skeptical myself as well. But at the end of the day, until you sit down, play it, and think about what you like from horror games yourself, you probably won't know what you enjoy until you actually are able to sit down and experience it. So I feel like at the end of the day, nothing beats sitting down with a game, playing it, and understanding why it's so damn good, and horror games in particular. But with all that being said though, I feel like I've just kind of gone off a bit of a rambly point, but I am personally looking forward to Silent Hill F. It looks like a great game. It looks like it's going to be a fun time. I just hope that it is genuinely frightening. I really do hope that the story that's being presented is going to be really good. I hope that this is potentially the second coming of Silent Hill as a franchise. I hope that this game will present itself as a new Silent Hill 2. But we won't know until the time comes. So with all that being said, however, let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments below. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel. I'm aiming for 500 subs by the end of the year. With all that being said, I do upload every day, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.